Hey guys, I'm Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a yoga flow to work on flexibility and mobility. So it's going to be for all levels, so it's going to be beginner friendly. If you are a little more advanced and just want a more kind of chilled out yoga flow for the day, then you can do this as well. Don't mind my voice, I'm kind of like recovering from a cold that I've had. I'm feeling much better today and good enough to film a yoga flow for you guys. But honestly, my eyeballs are still not that happy, so they didn't want me to put contacts in, so you guys get to see me in glasses for today. You don't really need any props for today. As always, I'll offer you some modifications with yoga blocks, so if you're a beginner, sometimes it's nice to have props to use, but you don't necessarily need them. So with all that said, we're going to start on all fours. Okay, so starting on all fours, if you haven't practiced with me before, as I always say, when you're on all fours, you want to make sure your wrists and hands are directly under your shoulders, your knees are directly under your hips, and they are hip-width apart. From here, we're going to move through some cat-cows. So you're going to drop your belly to the ground, look up into cow, and then arch your spine up to the sky for cat. Really arch through the upper back more than the lower back. Drop down into cow. And arch up into cat, really moving through mostly the upper back. Inhale for cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale back to neutral. Hold here and breathe. You're going to put your weight into your right hand. Lift your left arm up to the sky to open the chest. Breathe here. Drop the left arm down. Put the weight into the left arm. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Open the chest. Breathe. And come back down. One more on each side. Weight into the right arm. Left arm reaches up. Open. Left arm comes down. Right arm reaches up. Open the chest. Come back to center. Make sure your arms are in a good alignment so your wrists are directly underneath your hands. We're going to do some hip circles. So put the weight in the left knee, keeping the right knee bent. Lift that leg up. When you lift up, make sure not to overarch your back. You want to keep your spine flat through the hip circles. Okay, we're going to go in both directions 3 times, so it doesn't matter which way you start. So you're going to drop that leg down, come up and around, doing your best to keep your back flat 3 times. Once you complete your 3, go ahead and circle in the other direction. Think about using the glute to move the leg. Okay, once you do your 3 on the right, go ahead and switch to the left, keeping the knee bent, weight in the right knee, lift the left leg up, and then drop it down and come up and around. Just opening up through the hip joint, and switch directions. Try not to let your body rock side to side. You're really keeping the spine straight and stable. Once you complete your 3, drop that knee down. Tuck your toes underneath you. You're going to lift your hips up and send your hips back into downward dog. So in down dog. You're pressing through the hands. Your hips are pressing up to the sky. If you need a bend in the knees, feel free to take that. We're going to go through some movement in our down dog. So we're going to let one heel fall to the earth as we bend one knee, and then switch sides. Bend one knee, straighten the other, and switch. Walking out your dog. Come back back to stillness, either with your knees straight or your knees bent. And you're just gonna rock your hips side to side. So you're gonna turn your feet so your toes are pointing to the left. And it's just gonna stretch out your side body. And then you switch so your toes are pointing to the right, and we'll stretch out your right side body. Go ahead and switch on and off there. One more each side. Come back to center. Bring your left foot to the center line. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Drop your back knee down for low lunge. So you're gonna lift your body up. Your weight is on the left knee. If you need padding under the left knee, then you could either fold up your mat or place a towel underneath it. Lift your arms up to the sky and hold and breathe. In your low lunge, you want to make sure that you're not just sinking into the hips, you're lifting up and you're thinking about dropping your tailbone down to the earth, and that'll increase the stretch in your hip flexor. Breathe here. Really extend through your fingertips. Make sure your right ankle is directly under your knee. Bring your hands down, place your hands on your hips. Press that right knee straight for half split. So option, so you're gonna come up onto the right heel, and you can either just stay here, working into the hamstring this way, if that's enough for you. If you want a little more, go ahead and start to lean forward, placing the fingertips on the ground. Only lean forward as far as you can while you keep the spine straight. Hold and breathe. Take one more breath here. Place that right foot on the floor. Lean forward into a lunge again. Place both hands on the inside portion of the right foot and just heel toe your right foot out a little wider for lizard pose. So your hands are on the floor, your toes are pointing out to the right on an angle. And you're gonna hold here. So if you would like a block here, or if you find it hard to get your hands to the floor, a block would kind of just be underneath your hands to lift you a little higher. Breathe here. So you can let your right knee kind of track out to the side a little bit, but let it only go that far as you can keep your right foot on the floor. If the foot's starting to lift up, then it's probably too much. You can stay up on the hands, or option to drop down to the elbows if you have the mobility. Again, a good way to assess is, can you keep length in the spine as you lean forward? If you can, then go ahead and go for it. Breathe. If you're on the elbows, place the hands back down on the ground. Heel toe that right foot back to the center line, so your hands are going to border the right foot. Tuck under the left toes and step yourself back into downward dog. Hold and breathe here. Again, making sure you're pressing your hips up to the sky. So if you need to bend the knees to keep yourself in that position, then that's fine. If you can straighten them and still keep the hips pressing up to the sky, then go ahead and start to straighten the knees. Bring the right foot to the center line, step the left foot forward between your hands, drop the right back knee down, and lift yourself up for low lunge on the other side. Again, left ankle is directly underneath the left knee. If you need padding under the right knee, go ahead and adjust yourself for that now. Hands reach up to the sky, extend through the fingertips, drop the tailbone down, and make sure the shoulders, even though the arms are lifted, the shoulders are dropping down away from your ears. Hold here. One more breath. Bring the hands down and place them on your hips. Start to straighten the left knee. Adjust your foot so you're on the left heel. Sitting up nice and tall. So you can either stay here, or if you have the mobility, start to walk your hands forward to deepen the stretch. Again, only go as far as you can while you keep the spine straight. Breathe into the left hamstring. If you are doing the lifted version, just know it might be a little more challenging on your balance. So if you're finding that, that's totally normal. Place the left foot down. Lean forward into a low lunge again. Bring your hands to the inside portion of the left leg and start to walk that left foot out, so heel toeing out. So your foot's a little bit of an angle, so your toes are pointing a little to the left. Hands on the floor or on a block, and just let your hips relax into lizard. Breathe into the hips, let them go. Either stay here or option to drop down onto the elbows if you can keep length in the spine. Also make sure if you drop on the elbows that you're still able to keep the left foot in contact with the earth. Breathe into that left hip. It's a deep hip opener on the left side. Take one more breath here. If you are on the elbows, prop yourself back up onto your hands. Bring the left foot back to the center line. Border the left foot with both hands. Tuck under the right toes and send your hips back to down dog. Breathe and hold down dog. Come up onto your toes, drop your knees to the earth, cross your legs behind you to sit back into a seated position. We're going to move into Baddha Konasana. It's like a butterfly stretch. So you're going to bring both feet together, so the soles of your feet are together. Go ahead and adjust your hips as you need. Your hands are going to hold onto your feet, and you're kind of like opening them like a book. So the feet are in this open position. Hold on to the ankles and just start to sit up nice and tall. If you need blocks, like if the hips are tight and the legs are up here, prop blocks or pillows underneath your knees so that you can relax in this pose. So you can either stay in this lifted position. If you have the mobility, you can start to walk your hands forward. You might always, sometimes you need to adjust your hips again, that's fine. Again, like all our forward folds, we're only leaning forward as far as we can while keeping length in the spine. If you need to curve down to get into that forward fold, then I'd rather you just stay in the lifted variation. So just relax into this pose, breathe into your hips. If you are in the forward fold, start to walk yourself back up. So we're just going to take a little side bending stretch. You could stay in Baddha Konasana in this position, or you can move into a cross leg position if that's more comfortable for you. Place your left hand on the ground and just reach your right arm overhead. Really reach through the fingertips. And you'll feel a stretch along the right side body. Keep that left shoulder dropping down. It's kind of dropping down and back. Go ahead and switch sides. Right hand comes down to the earth. Left arm comes overhead. Reach through the left fingertips. Breathe. And come back up to center. We'll take a twist here, so you can still stay in Baddha Konasana, or you can go into that cross-legged position, easy pose. Place your right hand on your feet. Sit up nice and tall. Bring the left hand behind you and just take a little twist. Looking back. Come back to center. Hold onto your feet with your left hand. Right arm comes back behind you on your right fingertips. Twist to the right, look back. Keep your spine tall. Keeping length in the spine as you twist. Come back to center. If you're still in Baddha Konasana, use your hands to help lift the legs up out of that pose. And we're all going to come to lay down on our back. Keep the left leg on the floor. Cross your right ankle over the left thigh. And go ahead and just start to use your right hand to gently press the right knee toward the back of the mat. Breathe here. You can either stay here or option to lift both legs up and grasp underneath your left hamstring and pull the legs in toward your chest. With this variation, you want to still make sure your sacrum and low back are on the mat and that your upper body's relaxed on the floor. If you find that the low back has to lift, or you have to lift your upper body to pull the legs in, stay with variation 1. Breathe into the right outer hip. Relax the legs down and switch sides. Right leg goes onto the earth. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Use your left hand to start to press the left leg away really gently. Not cranking on that leg. Either stay here or option to lift both legs up and in. Hold underneath the right hamstring and pull the legs in toward your chest. If you're in the position pulling the leg in, you also want to make sure that you're still kind of guiding the left knee toward the back of the mat, so you can even use your left elbow to help guide that leg in that direction. So breathe into the left outer hip here. One more breath. If you were in the lifted position, relax the legs down, otherwise just uncross the legs. Keep both knees bent and both feet on the ground. Place your hands down with your palms facing down and just press through the heels, lift your hips up into a bridge, just to counter pose. And then slowly relax the hips back down to the earth. And everyone start to straighten your legs out for Shavasana. You can always place a pillow under your knees if that's a little more comfortable for your low back. So just let the feet fall out to the side, hands down at your sides, palms facing up, tuck your shoulders underneath you, and relax here. So for anyone new to yoga, Shavasana is a way that we end a lot of our practices. And it's a really great way to seal everything in that we worked on and just give our body just a little bit of time to relax. So we're going to do a relatively brief Shavasana here. Nothing too crazy. So just think about letting your body relax into the earth, letting any tension melt away. I'm going to let you just listen to the music. If you find that you get distracted, it'll just come back to the breath. Bring your awareness back to your breath, and I will guide you out when we're ready. Start to bring your awareness back into the body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Reach your arms overhead. Bring your legs together. Make your body really long. Stretch it out. Bend your knees. Pull onto one side, keeping your bottom arm straight to rest your head on that arm. Use your hands to start to walk yourself back up into a sitting position. Cross-leg pose, easy pose. Hands in prayer at your heart. Thank yourself for showing up for today's practice. Take one relaxing breath together. So let's take a nice deep inhale, fill the belly with air. And exhale, let it go. Come back to your comfortable breath. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining me in today's practice. Hopefully my voice wasn't too bad throughout that flow, but honestly it felt pretty good for me to do anyway. I haven't really done much in a week, so yeah, it felt good for my body. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button right below me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.